Hello, beautiful friends. I wanted to come on here and share about something I was realizing last night, which was this feeling that I felt a lot of my life of inadequacy and feeling not enough and feeling like I should be further than I am right now. And I was contending with that thought last night and having a chat with my higher self, and she was asking me where that came from, basically. Like, where does this feeling of unworthiness and you should be further than you are and you're not where you're supposed to be, that kind of thing. And I think that it probably stems from my dad. I do talk about my dad on here. He has definitely made a huge impact on me. He's my dad, And I'm also not going to play the victim at all either. I am very grateful for my dad, actually. And very grateful for both of my parents. But for my dad, he very much pushed me. Before it was grades, it was like food and like finishing my plate. And then when I was in school, it was I need to get A's and A pluses. Otherwise, it just wasn't good enough. If I had an A minus, it would be like, why isn't this an A? And it's like my grades were never good enough in school. I felt like the place that I did want to go to school, I didn't go to my first choice, which I'm also very, very grateful for, but I didn't go to my first choice school. And just this series of events that was like, I'm not doing good enough. I'm not doing enough. And I think that really pushed me to excel in life. And I don't know if I want to say excel. I want to say it pushed me to work really hard. And ultimately it did serve a purpose, which sounds kind of funny, but that feeling of inadequacy and that feeling of unworthiness did serve a purpose at a certain time in my life. Not getting good enough grades did push me to want to get better grades. Did push me to work harder in school. Honestly, making my dad proud of me pushed me to work multiple jobs every summer. It pushed me to go to college and graduate, and it pushed me to have a decent job. Pushed me to buy a house. That wasn't my idea, but he told me it was a good idea to own a house. And you know what? I'm so grateful that he pushed me, because it did serve me at a certain point in my life. And if I had gotten better grades, I probably would have went to my number one school, which I don't know how that would have turned out, obviously, but I am so grateful to have gone to where I went to. Honestly, the place that I did go to, ECSU, those are like, that's what it is for short, and ECS are my initials. So like, I joke that I want to buy the university and change it to Elizabeth Carroll Shaw University. That's my name. And I'm really grateful that, the series of events has led me here, and him pushing me so hard has led me here. I definitely do have him to thank for that, because if I didn't go to Eastern, I of course don't know where I would be. I wouldn't have met my partner. I don't think I would have met my partner at all. I would have had I wouldn't have had nearly the same experiences that I had at Eastern that completely shaped me in that time of my life. Met the people that I did. I don't think I would have gotten the job that I got if I didn't go there. And ultimately, there's a squirrel on my bird feeder that's distracting me. And I wouldn't have bought that house because ultimately the way that I was able to quit my job was by, it wasn't planned or anything. Our goal was to live in this house. We bought it in 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic, and our goal was not to sell the house. Our goal was to live there, raise a family there, and live there forever, basically. Until one day, my job as an accountant, I was feeling this existential feeling, like existential crisis kind of thing, like this is what I'm going to be doing my whole life, and it does not make me happy. It actually causes so much stress and anxiety on a day-to-day basis. And I was like, I can't live like this anymore. And it really helped to see other people quitting their day jobs and their corporate jobs in order to go after their dreams and ultimately change the world, because that's what I wanted to do. I don't think that I could change the world as much as I could by staying in that position. So ultimately, because I pushed myself so hard when I was younger, because I worked so hard, and the reason, like, a lot of what I owe, like my work ethic, my motivation, my drive, my creativity, a lot of that I do owe to, honestly, probably both of my parents. My mom pushed me less, but seeing them as examples for that, and even if my dad was hard on me, you know, it did push me to where I am now, and it did serve a purpose. That sense of unworthiness and not good enoughness did serve a purpose at a certain point in my life. And because it pushed me, we were able to sell the house. We made a good chunk from selling that house, and I was able to pursue my dreams full time. And who knows what would happen otherwise? You know what I mean? It was a crazy series of events, and I have a lot to owe to my parents. Not that I owe them anything, because that's kind of their job. Love you. But a lot of the things that I resented about my past and my childhood have served a purpose and have given me, have helped shape me to be who I am. And I think part of what I would like to share is reclaiming our history so that it doesn't control us, so that we don't resent it, and that we actually make peace with it, and we find purpose in the pain that we have endured, you know? So, because I'm no longer working that job, I have experiences, you know, I am exactly where I'm meant to be. It was this feeling of yesterday. This is what prompted this. Yesterday, I was like, you should be further than you are right now. You should be happy right now. You should be, all of this stuff. And I was like, you know what? Those things, the feeling of inadequacy, the pushing, and the feeling of you should have better grades, you should be further than you are right now, that did push me and that did serve me, but also it's not serving me anymore. I'm already done with that chapter of my life. You know what I mean? So I am kind of like, okay, it doesn't serve me. How can I see this in a different perspective where I can make peace with it? And that was kind of how I am currently making peace with it. I was just thinking about this last night, so it might take a little time to fully get there, but ultimately I'm grateful for that feeling of unworthiness. It did push me, it did shape me, it did mold me, but also I'm here to break the cycle, and it's not serving me anymore. And I was asking myself, like, does it help you? Well, my higher self was asking me, does it help you to feel like you should be further than you are right now? And I was thinking about it, and it's like, not anymore. No, because I think it's like, and she was like, how does it make you feel to think that you should be further than you are right now? And I was thinking about it, and it's like, feels defeating. And I feel like I already lost the race, and I haven't even started it yet. Like, it doesn't push me anymore. It doesn't make me want to work harder. It makes me feel defeated, and it makes me want to give up. And that's not really how I would like to be feeling. And another point of view that was offered was, a lot of the things that we learn that are passed down to us were probably passed down to our parents, were probably passed down to their parents. So this feeling of inadequacy and not feeling worthy enough, I feel, was probably passed down to my dad from his dad, from his dad, from his dad, from his dad, from his dad. And it served a purpose. At a certain point in our lives, it has served a purpose, it has pushed us, it has molded us. But I think at some point it's like, okay, I think enough is enough, and it doesn't help me anymore. That's kind of what I've been noticing on my journey, is the more and more things that, the more I keep my mind open to possibilities, and I am curious about where these thoughts, like my thoughts, come from, the more I'm able to be like, why do I think that way? Where does this come from? And it's basically clearing up those limiting beliefs, because I want to experience, my cat is going crazy with this mouse. It's clearing up those limiting beliefs because I want to have the fullest experience of this life that I possibly can. You know what I'm saying? I hope that I can help other people have the fullest experience that they can as well. And yeah, it was helpful to have that realization for myself last night, and be like, you know what, the truth is, this idea, that's what it is. It's an idea that I should be further than I am right now. It's not helpful. It's not helpful anymore. And it makes me feel defeated, and it makes me want to feel like I don't want to get out of bed, and I don't even want to try anymore, you know? And that's not a helpful feeling. It's not helpful. And it does help to have this book that I finished the other night. It's called The Book of Freedom, and it's a channeled text. So these guides who are living, you know, in a plane that we cannot see, this person channels, those guides, and basically what they said was, you can only be where you are right now. You can only learn and have experiences and opportunities to grow where you are right now in every single moment. And the idea of me, my entire life, being further than I should have been, and this goes for you too, being further than I should have been, doing more, and not being enough, has all been an illusion, okay? It's an illusion that was passed down to us, that was passed down to the people that passed it down to us, and so on. And it's all just an idea. That's basically what history is. It's an idea. And to be honest, sometimes it's a limiting idea. And to be honest, we have never, ever, ever been other than where we're supposed to be. Ever. Like, even when we were babies and toddlers and children and teens and adults, like, you can only be where you are right now and where you have always been, because that is where we get to learn, is in where we are right now and where we have always been, basically. So I hope that made sense. You are exactly where you're meant to be in every stage of the process, in every step of life. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And otherwise, anybody telling you otherwise everybody's kind of projecting all the time, including me. I am projecting right now because I'm having this idea, this realization for myself. But I do believe that it's an eternal truth. Like, it will be true 1,000,000 years from now. And it was true 1,000,000 years back then, you know? Because you can't be other than where you are right now. And to me, that has a way better feeling associated with it. That dread and that defeated feeling is gone. And now it's just a feeling of, well, I can't wait to see what the universe is going to show me next then. Like, where I'm going to be next. It really offers so many possibilities in my mind that I already couldn't predict what was going to happen back then, but it really does open my mind that anything is freaking possible, and who knows what's going to happen today and where I'm going to be meant to be like later on today, you know, because everything is constantly changing. And it just makes me way more excited for the future and what the future holds, because I have always been where I'm meant to be, and you have always been where you're meant to be. Always. Because that is how you're able to learn, you know what I mean? Is being where you are, and only where you've been, and only where you are right now. And honestly, if it's helpful for you to feel that sense of inadequacy, it was helpful for me for a period. But if it's not helpful for you anymore, I hope that this helped. And I hope that you know that you're worthy. You have always been worthy. And you literally could do nothing to make you unworthy. If other people are telling you that you're unworthy, they're just projecting And chances are, what have their parents said to them? And their parents and their parents and so on, you know? And whoever has come into our lives. There's this really awesome show on Hulu. It's called Up Here. Up Here. And it's about the voices in our heads. And it is really amazing. An amazing way to see it. These voices in our heads, they're usually like our parents or the people who have been hardest on us, basically, that are kind of talking to us and telling us certain things that aren't true, ultimately. And the voices in our heads, you know, if they don't feel loving, they're probably not true. But I just want you to know, yeah, you're exactly where you are. You're exactly where you're meant to be. You always have been. Always. And it's all been a part of your learning and evolution of your soul on this earth. And it's all perfect. And you could do nothing to make you unworthy. You are worthy of everything you desire. You are worthy of love. You are love. And if other people are not reflecting that back to you, chances are they're not able to give themselves that. You know what I mean? And it's not your fault. I used to think that everything was my fault, and honestly, there's no one to blame for anything, to be honest, because everything is just perfect. Everything is exactly where it is meant to be, and everything is a part of our journey. And chances are the pain that you've gone through is to serve a purpose and to help other humans through that pain. And I think the people that show us that pain, they're here to remind us of who we are. And they're here to challenge our concept of love. Are these people still worthy of love? Even though they gave me pain, they are still worthy of love. Because who the hell knows what happened to them, you know, and what experiences they felt. And also what their lessons have been learning that pain. Because I've caused people pain before. You know? But it doesn't make me bad. It doesn't make anybody bad. It's all part of the learning experience, you know? Just saying this just in case. Thank you so much for listening. I love you all so much. Happy Friday. I hope you have an amazing weekend, an Easter weekend. And I will talk to you later. Love you. Always reminding you of your worth and your power. And you're exactly where you're meant to be. You can't be otherwise. And you got this. Love you.